All right, let's show you guys how to do $1 million in your business. I'm gonna do this probably once a week. Let's take a product. Let's say this product is jerk chicken sandwiches. And of course, you can put whatever product you have. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to strategize for that 1 million, right? Pretty much the first thing that you do is you say to yourself, how much is my product? Let's say my product is 15. Now, there's a difference if you're trying to do $1 million overall in your business, or you're trying to do it profit. If you're trying to do it like profit in your pocket, then you have to kind of know exactly how much a jerk chicken sandwich cost and what's your profit margins from there, which you should know those numbers anyway, but for the sake, we're just going to do it as a company. $15 is my product. First thing I need to do is go to my handy dandy calculator, one of my favorite apps, right? And I put in $1 million right here and divide it by, you guessed it, $15. I need to sell 66,660, let's round up, 7 jerk chicken sandwiches a year. Let's divide that by 52 weeks out of the year, or let's divide it by 50 weeks out of the year, just in case you take off for Christmas or whatever like that, right? 50 weeks out of the year, that is 1,334, let's round up, jerk chicken sandwiches a week. And let's say that you're only open up 5 days a week. That is 267 jerk chicken sandwiches a day. The first question you need to ask yourself is, if I am in a market, or do I have the surrounding population around me that can purchase 267 jerk chicken sandwiches a day? First question to ask. If the answer is yes, the next question, and one of the most important questions, is how can I get 267 sandwiches sold a day? This right here is your number one homework. I'm telling you, people don't even do this stuff. This is why their businesses never really crossed the $1 million mark. This is a huge question right here. How can I get 267 sandwiches sold a day? And this is where all of their different ideas and strategies and thoughts come in. If you're in a brick and mortar, like let's say you're at like U-Jerk, right? We have our store. Do we get 267 sandwiches? Is there certain advertising that we need to do? How much money advertising do I need to do in order to get 267 in my store? Or can I do other ideas and different strategies? Or another strategy is, okay, what if I have somebody that goes out to the businesses and they take, like, how Chick-fil-A has these guys that go around with the sandwiches in their bag? What if they go out, right, and they speak to businesses and they have the jerk chicken sandwiches, or they take orders? If I hire one person and let's say they're able to sell about 50 sandwiches a day, let's say this is what they average a day, then I go right back to my calculator and I say, okay, 267 divided by an average of 50, which means I need to hire 5.3. So I need to hire 6 people that goes out and they sell 50 sandwiches a day. See how that works right there? The next thing I would do is I say, okay, how am I hiring the 6 people? Where am I sending them to? How much am I paying them? What's my expectations? I want them to do 50, so do I push them to do 80? Do I say 80 is their target goals, but really know that it's really 50? Is 50 a real number? Should I lower the 50 to 40? If I lower it to 40, then obviously I got to go right back to my drawing board, go 267 divided by 40, and I say, okay, well, that's 6.6, so maybe I need to up this to 7 people just to be safe. So what I do here is I say, okay, I got 7 people. The point is, like, there's so many different ideas and strategies that if you just sit down with this question, how can I get this 267 sandwiches sold a day? You're going to come up with so many different ideas, so many different strategies, and all you will need to do is execute. Because from right there, all your homework is, let's say this was my plan, and next week I could come up with other plans. But if this was my plan, I would say, okay, I need to go hire 7 people ASAP. I need to figure out what routes I'm going to give them. I need to let them know that I'm looking for them to do 80. So that means, I might say 80, is that a real number? Well, if I tell them to go to 10 businesses and the 10 businesses has at least 8 employees that want it, then that's 80. So maybe they go to 30 businesses for the day, because if they go to 30, then they would most likely get that 80. All ideas, all strategies, all things I'm thinking about, because if I get that done, and let's go to the numbers again, if I get 7 people doing, how much did I say? 40 sandwiches a day, 40 sandwiches a day. So that's 280 sandwiches sold. That's 7 people selling 40 sandwiches a day. Remember, I have to times that by 5 days a week, even though you're probably open 6. That's 1,400 sold a week. I times it by 50, and you're probably open 52 weeks out of the year. But let's do 50. That's 70,000 sandwiches sold in that year. And I times that by how much I sell it for, which is $15. And you are at 1,050,000. This is why I tell people it's easy to make your business $1 million business. You just got to do the numbers, and you got to know exactly what you need to do. It's not complicated. The only complicated thing that you need to ask yourself is, are you willing to go to work and get the 7 people?